Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be making an elite charm priority tier list because global server is going to be having new stages of Dura trials after the next reset, and we will be able to craft elite charms, and so this is going to be a very important topic. So what I've actually done is I have arranged this in order. We're going to talk about it, but these are all of the heroes which are meta so far for the pre-endless dream run bosses, all 8 different bosses for pay to win comps as well as the more free to play comps. And so these are going to be the key heroes you want to get charms crafted for, and we're going to have limited resources, so it's really important you use your resources wisely. So let's go ahead and begin with the S tier. The most important hero that everyone should get the charms crafted for is going to be Shemira, the purple charms. However, the thing with Shemira, she is literally the only mage hero which is a priority for you to be crafting, and so ideally you should wait until you have enough of the mage golden essence in order to craft her charms and save those universal golden essence you have for other heroes, which maybe, for example, we need many of the same class crafted. So that is the thing with Shemira. She is literally the only mage used in Dream Realm, and so ideally use mage, but her charms are going to be very important. They increase all of her non-normal attack damage, which will include her ultimate damage, and of course whenever you give charm upgrades to a hero, it will also increase the stats, like more attack, and so her damage output in Dream Realm is going to be much higher after you get her purple elite charms. It's going to be a major priority. After that, it has been from the VN server, my viewer was telling me that Velara does better with the charm upgrade in terms of your damage output. Getting Velara's purple charms, it will provide an attack buff to allies whenever they're healed or shielded, and Velara does heal with her magic circles, and so she can provide an attack buff to most of your allies for most of the match. So Velara is going to be a key priority, probably the most important support you want to get the charms crafted for. However, twins also are a major priority. Both of these are going to be in the S tier, but if I have to pick first, I'm probably going to craft my Velara charms first and then twins after that. But both are great options. Both have really important quality bonuses. We will talk about the twins, but first Ravion is gonna get his head in here first. So Ravion is of course very meta for pre-endless dream run bosses as a buffer and also a sub DPS damage dealer, and he's useful in 3 to 4 of top dream run boss teams for the 8 different bosses we have. So getting his charms is going to be important. It will increase the attack buff he has at the beginning of the match, gives him some attack, but then it will decay over the course of the match. The problem with the quality bonus of the Ravion charms is that they decay, right? The attack bonus that he has. However, what I don't know is, the attack bonus, that attack buff that Ravion gives to allies, that is based on his initial attack. If it is the case that this attack buff is going to apply to Ravion, and then his attack buff he gives to allies, with his buffing ability, if that is going to be based on this attack buffed value, then the charms are actually going to be massive for the amount of attack buff he provides to allies, because the attack buff he provides to allies is based on his own attack, but is based on his own initial attack. So I don't know if that is going to be based on after the charms or before the charms, but either way, getting his charms is going to be important to increase his damage and increase his stats. Then you have the twins. Twins have a really good buff effect, which is allies within 2 tiles of the twins, and I believe it would be both the pink and blue twin. They are going to be getting an attack buff, and there's up to like an 18% attack buff, and that is very strong. And especially because the pink twin is going to be up in the melee like a line. The pink twin is usually going to be by your melee heroes, and the blue twin is going to be by your ranged heroes. So I'm not entirely again sure whether both of the 2 twins are going to be applying this, but I would imagine that is how it will work. And then this is really strong. Good attack buff for all of your allies on the team. And twins, of course, are very meta in Dream Realm for multiple top bosses. And so you should definitely be getting the twins charms crafted as well. Then we have Faramor. Faramor is also meta in 1 to 2 Dream Realm bosses as a buffer and damage dealer. And his charms are really strong. They increase, again, I believe his non-normal attack damage, or increases his damage dealt, basically. And that is going to be great for his true damage. His true damage is not going to be normal attack-based damage. And so this is going to heavily increases damage output, and he is a high damage dealer for multiple bosses. Then you have Baelran. Baelran is the best in Blightshroom, Dream Realm boss, and he deals a high amount of damage. His charms also boost his damage dealt. He has a really good charm bonus this season. It will also be good for PvP, but it is also good for PvE content, increasing his damage dealt, and this is going to be good. So basically, Baelran charms are a priority, but he's only meta in Blightshroom, Dream Realm boss for right now, but still, that one boss, this is going to be an upgrade. And then Zanie. Zanie is kind of very similar. Zanie also is only meta in 1 Dream on boss, and that is Blightshroom. As of right now, in Thalassa, she's like in the second best team. However, because she is still the top option in one Dream on boss, you want to get her charms crafted to maximize her potential. Her charm quality bonus isn't the best because it powers up her summons as well, and her summon will only be her gun turret, that the dog basically robot. It will not be her actual towers. Her towers are not going to be buffed up by the charm, unfortunately. Otherwise, it would be very strong. Anyway, that is the S tier. Now, for the A tier, we have some other good damage dealers we've seen in Dream Realm. Now, only Athalia and Aliceth do only get their charms and craft them if you have them Supreme Plus or above. If you do not have them Supreme Plus or above, do not even bother with their charms. But if you have them built, then they are a priority, because we have seen Athalia actually in the top team of 2, Mirage Frostspike, the top pay-to-win team, and then also in today, Necro Draken. Athalia in the top team. Now again, Athalia doesn't have a great charm bonus. It is high damage and high attack buff, and then it decays over the course of the fight, just like Ravion. They have the same quality bonus. That is not good for PvE content. That is mainly a PvP charm, because you can actually like prevent the decay if you get a kill or assist. But obviously in Dream Realm, you're not going to get a kill or assist because it's a boss and you're never going to kill him. And so that's why that's a problem, and why these charm quality bonuses are not very suited for PvE content. But still, Athalia is meta, so that's why her charms are important. Sinbad and Sonja, they're both meta. Sinbad can be meta in Necro Draken. Obviously, if you don't have Athalia, and then Sinbad is also can be meta in some other bosses. But Sinbad, he has 1 to 2 bosses, top teams, or like second best teams basically, but not actually like the top overall team. It's like if you don't have Athalia, then Sinbad is the best for Necro Draken. Other than that, he's not really the best for any other boss. But Sinbad charms are going to be good. They have a good quality bonus, increasing attack speed and eventually increasing his normal attack damage. So eventually they will be a priority. And then also Sonja, it will increase her damage output slightly. Not major quality bonus, like the quality bonus is not major for Sonja, but of course if you want to min-max everything, and Sonja is in top teams, even the Athalia version or the Sinbad version of Necro Draken, Sonja is in the top team, so Sonja getting her charms is going to be important eventually. Aliceth, if you have her built, she's in the top team only of Mirage Frostspike, a really pay-to-win team, and it needs Athalia as well. As of right now, it's still not looking very promising because they have her out on the VN server. There hasn't been any top team of Aliceth yet. However, her charm quality bonus is good, and also she is technically in the top team for Mirage Frostspike as of right now. And then we have Reinier. Reinier is going to be, so his charm quality bonus, it increases range damage dealt by 20% and also execution to the ally behind him. But the problem is, like, you know, when you use Reinier with Shemira, Reinier is going to teleport Shemira right into the front line, and then that will not be considered as range damage anymore. If you guys remember from the previous season, you would use Reinier and Shemira and then the Blade Summon artifact, because then it would be considered melee damage. Basically, melee or range damage is just the number of tiles between the ally or your ally attacking the boss. And so if Shemira is teleported into the face of the boss and is adjacent to the boss, then her damage is considered melee damage. At least that is what my understanding of it is, and that is what it seems, and that is why the range damage, I mean, eventually this will be useful, and of course Reinier charm is going to be good. However, it isn't as good as the previous season where it just gave you attack, you know, like Reinier charm quality bonus, it gave attack to the ally behind him. This is range damage, and that's only useful if the ally is actually at range from the boss. And then you have these other, so now we have the B tier. So B tier are going to be heroes which are also meta in Dream on bosses, but their charm quality bonus may not be that impactful, or for the team lineup they're in, they don't really need it. So first we have Hugin. So Hugin has the same effect as Reinier, increasing range damage for the ally behind him, but Hugin is only meta in Nocturne Judicator, and you just use Hugin in front of Velara or something just to buff them up, and Velara's damage is not anything meaningful. It's just basically to provide an attack buff to Velara or someone behind him. And so like that range damage boost is not helpful, that execution is not helpful for that ally behind him, at least for right now, any top team we have. But it is a good quality bonus, maybe in the future, but like, yeah, that is the thing. For the team he's in, it's not needed. And then you have Mikola, Shakir. They both have good quality bonus. They have the exact identical quality bonus as the twins. Twins, Mikola, Shakir, they all have the same quality bonus, which is that they give attack to nearby allies within 2 tiles of themselves. Mikola is the best in the Baelran Zanie team. Actually, I need to move Mikola up. Sorry, I wasn't really considering this, but Mikola needs to be moved up. The reason for that is in the in the Blightshroom Dream Realm boss, Mikola is actually going to be the only form of buffing in the top Baelran Zanie comp, because you do not have the twins in that team, and twins have the same quality bonus as Mikola and Shakir, and it's an unstackable buff. That's why, like, you only need really one of the heroes to have it. However, for that team, you're not using the twins anyway, and so Mikola is going to be the only one who can provide that buff effect of that attack buff, and that is going to be strong. An 18% attack buff to allies within 2 tiles, which will be most of everyone, because Mikola ends up in the center position of the boss. And so Mikola, yeah, her charms are actually going to be pretty important, and I don't know exactly how important they're going to be, but I'm definitely thinking they're around about the top of the A tier at least. Okay, then Shakir. So Shakir for Nocturne Judicator, he has the same buff effect as your twins, and so that is a thing, right? So like you're not going to be like, you don't need on 2 heroes, but eventually getting them onto Shakir so that if there's like any spot of non-coverage, then Shakir can provide it, for example, if the twins are not providing it. But basically the buffs do not stack, so that is a thing. Allies within 2 tiles getting the attack buff, and then you have Kruger, just some additional damage, additional burn damage, basically nothing major, no debuff, nothing like that, just additional damage output. So that's why not major, and like, but it will eventually be a priority for a Nocturne Judicator, where he is in the top team, and he is sometimes in other top teams as well. So that is the thing. And then Thoran has the same quality bonus as the twins. Shakir, Mikola is an attack buff to nearby allies within 2 tiles. But the thing is, in the team that he is only best, which is the King Croaker boss, you're going to be running the twins, and so the twins should cover that attack buff for your allies, and it's not stackable. So that's why Thoran is not as important. But basically, for the tanks, it's really only Thoran. For the mages, it's only Shemira. But then for the other classes, there's quite a few. I mean, for the warriors, it's not so bad. You have Baelran and really Sonja, and if you don't have Baelran built, of course, you don't get his charms, just Sonja and then eventually Kruger, but Kruger is not a major priority. But then you have all the other classes, which is mainly rogue and support, actually. Marksman is Zanie, and then Aliceth, if you have Aliceth built. Support and rogue both have a lot of heroes which are priority targets. That's kind of the issue. Those are the ones you're going to be wanting to use your universal golden essence on. So anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this charm priority tier list. Hopefully this gives you a good idea of what to shoot for and target as soon as we get the reset tomorrow, and which heroes to be focusing on. But do try to save your universal golden essence, because it will be better to use that on like the supports or rogues, because there's so many heroes in those different classes which you will want to get the charms crafted for. And try to use your limited, like your exclusive golden essence like mage and tank, obviously for Shemira, Thoran, and even warrior and marksman, because there are not many targets in those different classes, and just get them complete from the exclusive, and then use your universal golden essence on either support or rogue, which have a lot of heroes which need to be built. Let any of you guys share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Are there any major heroes that I missed? Feel free to let me know in the comments. And what are your plans for tomorrow after reset of what you're going to be crafting? So thanks for watching, guys. If you're not already a member of my AFK Journey Discord server, please join that. There's a link to that in the description of this video. Also, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. There is a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.